Hello everyone and welcome back. Today was supposed to be a real simple video in which we tested the 223 55 grain ball ammo and the 5.56 62 grain ball. However, it wasn't quite so simple because when I tested the 55 grain for what I thought would be my only shot of the day with that round, the results were not quite what I was anticipating. And rather than simply accepting the notion that the 55 grain might be rather unpredictable when it connects, I decided that maybe it had something to do with my poor shot placement, and so I decided to do that test a second time. Once again, the results were not quite what I was expecting, and once again I blamed it on shot placement issues. So I did the test a third and final time. This time my shot placement was greatly improved, but as you might have guessed, the results were still not quite what I was expecting. However, at this point I had done the test 3 times and it was easier to look back on it all and kind of spot the trend with the 55 grain pretty much regardless of shot placement. So I have decided to show you all 3 tests with the 55 grain and the one test that I did with the 62 grain. Now it's not that I'm trying to favor the 55 grain, but I figure why let perfectly good footage go to waste? And it'll give you a chance to see if you can spot the trend or the tendencies with that 55 grain as well. Now we'll start by taking a quick look at the numbers, and then we'll go right out into the field and we'll do some testing to see how those numbers actually play out. If you like today's video, by all means, please remember to click the like button, do subscribe, and turn on that notifications icon if you haven't already done so. And as always, we're looking forward to your comments. And one final thought. Sometimes I say it because I'm sure, and other times I say it until I know. But regardless, I still say, the best is yet to come. Enjoy today's video, and I'll be working on the next one. Here are the numbers of the 2 different bullets that we'll be testing today. I have chronographed both of these off of camera. We've got the PMC Bronze 223. It's going to be a 55 grain full metal jacket. We'll test that against the PMC X-Tac, which is their 5.56 ammo. It will be 62 grain full metal jacket, and it will have the steel core penetrator inside. As you might expect, the 62 grain will have a better ballistic coefficient. We've got a BC of 0.304 compared to a ballistic coefficient of 0.243 on that 55 grain bullet. Now when I've chronographed these, the 223 comes in at about 2908 feet per second, and that turns into about 1,032 foot-pounds of energy. On the 62 grain bullet, when I chronograph those, it's about 2965 feet per second, yielding 1209 foot-pounds worth of energy. And again, that's going to be out of a 16-inch barrel, 1-in-9 twist. But probably the most important numbers here are how these things will be doing at 100 yards, because that will be the testing distance. The 55 grain bullet will arrive with a speed of about 2533 feet per second, yielding 783 foot-pounds of energy at that distance. And the 62 grain bullet will have a speed of about 2659 feet per second, and it will deliver about 973 foot-pounds of energy. If you want to think of these in terms of a percentage, you could say that the 62 grain bullet is going to be 4.9% faster at that distance, delivering 24.2% more energy. If you wanted to stretch it out to 200 yards, you could say that the 62 grain bullet will have 8.4% more speed at that distance, delivering 32.4% more energy at that distance. Also worth noting is this: even though we are doing the testing today at 100 yards, we're using a 16-inch barrel. Whatever results you're about to see from 100 yards, you could probably expect real similar results if you were using a 10.5-inch barrel and doing the exact same test from about 25 to 35 yards away. We'll be shooting at these water jugs at a distance of 100 yards using a 223 55 grain full metal jacket PMC Bronze. Walking up right now to the water jugs that were just hit at a distance of 100 yards with a 223 55 grain full metal jacket PMC bronze. Here is the first water jug that was hit. It looks like I hit him maybe about 1.5 inches higher than I would have liked. I mean, more or less dead center, but still a little high. If I could have hit in this orange a little better, I think that would have been a little better. It certainly went right through the water jug though. Blew the backside right out of it. Here's the second water jug in line. This is a mangled mess. The third water jug in line, it looks like the bullet may have been going sideways when it hit there. It ripped out the back of that third water jug. The fourth water jug, looks like the bullet may have been tumbling when it clipped it and just clipped a little bit of that handle. It does not appear that any bullet or bullet fragments are anywhere to be found in this mess at all. So I'm thinking that that bullet probably just stayed together. We'll be shooting at these water jugs from a distance of 100 yards with a 223 using a 55 grain full metal jacket PMC bronze. Walking up right now to the water jugs that were just hit at a distance of 100 yards with a 223 55 grain full metal jacket PMC bronze. On the opening water jug, I did hit him a little bit higher than where I really wanted to hit him. Here's the back side of that first water jug. The second water jug in line seemed to really get the worst of it. My best guess is that the bullet was tumbling by the time it got there, and then took an upward course and just kind of clipped this third water jug and skipped out the back of it. Everything else pretty much unharmed. We'll be shooting at these water jugs from a distance of 100 yards with a 223 using a 55 grain full metal jacket PMC bronze. Walking up right now to the water jugs that were just hit at a distance of 100 yards with a 223 using a 55 grain full metal jacket PMC bronze. It's gotten a little bit windy out here, so I've picked up the first water jug already. Here it is. It looks like I hit it more or less where the target was. The target is gone over there, but the target was right there, so I hit it, pretty close to dead center. This second water jug in line is just a mangled mess. The wind is just picking it up and moving it around at will. The third water jug in line is right here, also a mess. The fourth water jug in line, you can see where the bullet may have been tumbling when it went through there. Went right out the back, right there. Looks like nothing at all will be recovered on that 55 grain today. We'll be shooting at these water jugs from a distance of 100 yards using a 5.56 62 grain full metal jacket PMC X-Tac. Walking up right now to the water jugs that were just now hit at a distance of 100 yards with a 5.56 using the 62 grain PMC X-Tac, which happens to have a steel core penetrator inside. I was hoping that we could get the steel core penetrator to come out of there, and we may have actually done that. Now, whether or not we recovered the steel core penetrator, I'm not sure. I've recreated the accident scene, so to speak. Here are the water jugs in the same order that they were in when they were hit. Water jug number 1 got hit a little bit low to the left. Here's the damage on the backside. Water jug number 2 seemed to get the worst of it. Water jug number 3, unharmed. Water jug number 4 definitely received damage, and then more damage at the backside. But it does not look like we will be recovering any of that 62 grain PMC X-Tac.